Couple of arrests have been made on cruise ships this week. Carnival is renaming one of their private islands. And speaking of Carnival, something happened on the Carnival Venezia that made a guest furious. It'll make me mad too, and I want to hear your take on it. Also, kudos to Norwegian for ousting Chairhogs. But first, I have some great news to report. Earlier this week, I reported how several Backroads Tourist subscribers opted to cancel their subscriptions because in the week leading up to Easter, I reran some videos I'd done that had sort of a faith-based tinge to them. Well, it looks like the Lord taketh away and the Lord giveth. I don't know if some of them resubscribed or if it's all new people, but even with the exodus of subscribers, we just hit an all-time high for the number of people subscribing to this channel. As of this recording, we're at 8858. So, welcome to you if you're a new subscriber, and thank you for joining the Backroads Tourist family. All right, let's talk about idiots at sea who got themselves arrested recently. I have two stories for you, and let's start off on the Royal Caribbean Liberty of the Seas. They were just wrapping up a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas. Now, there is some discrepancy as to whether this happened last Thursday or Friday, but I suppose that doesn't really matter, though. An 18-year-old man from North Carolina was arrested on second-degree felony charges of aggravated battery, and here's what allegedly happened. The victim, whose name is being kept private, got on the elevator on deck 11 and went up to deck 13. Now, I have a question already. I know that on Princess and in many buildings, they don't have a deck or a floor number 13 because of superstition. Can any of you verify that the Liberty of the Seas has a deck number 13? Just curious. Let's move on. The victim says that on deck 13, several kids got on the elevator and began jumping up and down, causing swaying and shaking. Now, there's no indication in the report as to how old these kids were. Well, the victim and their traveling companion told the kids to stop. The kids then yelled and cussed at them. When the elevator stopped on deck 8, the victim tried to leave but was blocked by the kids on the elevator. He attempted to push through the kids, but was hit in the face. He then lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he had several injuries, including a minor laceration on his ear, redness and bruising on both sides of his head, swelling to the back of his head, and possibly a fractured nose. Now, here's the odd part. It doesn't appear like he was hit by any of the kids. It's reported that it was someone outside the elevator. Well, there were witnesses, and the 18-year-old man was arrested and released on a $5,000 bond. He could and probably will be banned from sailing with Royal Caribbean and their sister cruise lines, Celebrity and Silver Sea. If I hear any updates on this incident, I'll make sure I let you know. Let's move on to the second idiot at sea story. Easter Sunday was no celebration for a passenger returning from a cruise. The article I read didn't mention the name of the cruise ship, nor did it mention if the arrested person was a man or a woman, but here's what happened. The ship was returning to Galveston from Mexico, and unfortunately for the passenger, their bags were checked by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. They found more than 70 grams of heroin mixed with fentanyl, and nearly 100 grams of THC vape oil. Several vape pens and pill bottles were also found during the bag check. The person was turned over to local authorities for prosecution. A couple of stories about Carnival Cruise Line is coming up. Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing and hearing, show the world by giving this video a thumbs up and clicking on that like button down there. And like I mentioned earlier, we're growing bigger than ever, and I'd like to invite you to join us by subscribing to the Backroads Tourist channel. We don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers like other channels, but I don't mind. Honestly, I never thought this little channel would get this big anyway. Can we hit 10,000 by the end of the year? I don't know. That'd be cool, though. Hey, I suppose that's up to you, huh? So, Carnival Corporation is expanding its exclusive destination in Roatan, Honduras. Now, I love Roatan. We had our first Monkey Lala there. And that drink is pretty powerful, but that's another story. The destination has been known as Mahogany Bay, but now it's being renamed to Isla Tropical. This destination covers 24 acres and can accommodate 9,000 passengers at a time. New features are being added next year, and you can expect to find a new pool with a swim-up bar and a peninsula with cabanas and plush loungers. There's also going to be a new beach club, so goodbye Mahogany Bay and hello to Isla Tropical. All right, friends, I know that mistakes happen, but this mistake shouldn't have happened. This happened recently on the Carnival Venezia. A guy went on the cruise to see his friends get married on board, and the wedding goes well and everyone's having a good time, but at some point during the celebration, he got a food stain on his suit. So he sent his suit off to Carnival's valet laundry team to get it cleaned, and when he got the suit back, he noticed something odd about it. It was shrunk. The suit was allegedly put through the normal washing and drying routine instead of being dry cleaned. When he filled out the form for the laundry service, he checked the dry clean option. But here's the thing. Carnival only offers dry cleaning on certain ships, and the Carnival Venezia isn't one of those ships. But the cruiser claims that the laundry service form had dry cleaning as an option, and he was never told otherwise. Needless to say, the suit was ruined. According to the passenger, he had problems dealing with the laundry manager and the guest services team to come to some sort of resolution. Now, actually, I don't find that surprising. I would bet the decisions for compensation need to go through corporate channels. But here's something else to consider. If I'm not mistaken, Carnival compensates up to $250 per bag for lost or damaged luggage. If that same rate applies to lost or damaged clothing, I don't think that $250 is going to cover the cost of a suit. So what do you think about this? I'd sure be mad. How about you? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, a shout out to Norwegian Cruise Lines for cracking the whip when it comes to chairhogging. Now, for those of you who are new to cruising, a chairhog is someone who lays claim to a lounger by the pool by putting a towel or personal belongings on it like a book, and then they leave for hours. Some inconsiderate people even set their alarms to get up early just to go and reserve a lounger for later on in the day. I know that none of you would do that, but some people do. So here's what Norwegian is doing. Starting at 10 a.m., they mark these so-called reserved chairs with stickers. If the lounger is still unoccupied an hour later, they remove the items and open up the chair for other guests. If you're in a lounger and you leave it to go to the bathroom or take a dip in the pool or get a drink or something like that, that's one thing. But leaving the lounger for hours and then expecting it to still be yours when you get back, well, that's just not right. So good on you, Norwegian. Hey, that's about it for today, my friends. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. I certainly appreciate you. I'm Jeff. I hope to see you on a future cruise.